Hi everyone, today I will explain chapter 7, heat transfer. Heat transfer, thermal energy flow from a material at a higher temperature to a material at lower temperature. This general process is called heat transfer. We have the three kinds of heat transfer. Firstly, conduction. Secondly, convection. And third one is radiation. And if you remember chapter 6, I said every time heat transfer flow from hot object to cold objects. How does heat travel? There are three ways for heat to travel: conduction, convection, and radiation. When you are looking at this picture, we have using the daily life in the kitchen. For example, when you are taking the one plate, you are putting it on the oven. Look at this oven and plate, they are contact each other. It's called conduction. Convection, when you are taking the one teapot, inside the teapot, the water particles, it will be changing state. Liquid state to gas state. When it is starting the changing state from liquid to gas particle is called convection. And the last one is when you are using in the kitchen microwave and electrical oven, it is a kind of example of radiation. For example, when you are taking one container and when you are putting inside the containers water, and when you are putting between the oven to a little bit higher, they are not connect each other. They are not connect. If they are not connect each other, the oven, it is giving this some heat. When they are not connect each other without the touching, it's called radiation. And convection, when water particles, they are not connect directly water, they are connected plate. The plate transferring the heat inside the water particles, they will be changed state from liquid to another kind of state. It's called convection. And conduction, when you are touching a part of the container, it is connect each other, is called convection. Conduction, convection, radiation, look at this, they are giving this some daily life examples. And what is thermal conductivity? Thermal conductivity is the ability of material to transfer heat. Look at this, red color, generally they are giving meaning the hot object, blue color, it's meaning cold objects. Firstly, how we can describe the scientific conductions? Conduction in which heat transfer from one place to another by molecular collision. By molecular collision, it's meaning it is change, sometimes heat, sometimes it will be changed to some state. For example, when we are giving the heat on the one part of the objects, when they increase the temperature of this particle, it will be starting moving. But cold side, it will be moving the slower than hot side particles. Questions. As you hit the metal, the particle vibrate. Vibrate is meaning a kind of motion, but each particles. This vibration make the edges particles vibrate, and so on the vibration are passed along the metal, and so is the heat. We called what? Can you think? Yes. Answer is conduction. Thermal conductions. Look at this. We are giving the heat one side of the spoon, another side of spoon we are not giving heat. Look at this. When they increase the temperature, each particle connect to another particle, it will be transferring. Look at this. What we say? Every time heat flow from hot object to cold object, or hot side to cold side. Look at this. Look at these videos. Yes, conductor and insulator. Conductor materials that conduct heat easily we call thermal conductors. For example, iron, copper, aluminium, steel, and another kinds. But opposite meaning of the conductor is called insulator. Those that conduct heat poorly are called, or they are not transferring any thermal energy, is called thermal insulator. For example, glass, rubber, wood, wool, trumpet air, and plastic foam, plastic, and water. But this water is pure water. If salty water or sea water, it will be semiconductors. For example, when you are touching the two different material, it is transferring the heat. For example, this metal conductor, you know metal, the characteristic of metal, they are conductive, the heat, energy, and electric. Look at it, the red color is showing the transferring the heat. But plastics, very poor electric conductor or insulator. For example, another kind of videos. Yes. Why does metal feel colder than wood? If they are both at the same temperature, what it will be happen? Questions. What do you think about these examples? You have the 10 seconds, you can think and you can find the answer. Answer: metal is conductor, wood is insulator. Metal is conductor, wood is insulator. Its meaning, metal, they are transferring the heat and energy, but wood is they are not transferring heat and energy. The metal conductor, the heat away from your hand. The wood doesn't conduct because it is insulator, the heat away from your hand as well as the metal. So the wood feels warmer than the metal objects. Some materials are good thermal conductor, others are insulator. It's meaning some of them they are transferring the energy, it is good. Some of them is they are not transferring the energy. It's meaning insulator. Tile floor to feel colder than wood floor. For example, when you are touching the same temperature but different material, what it will be happen? Or both of them it will be transferring, but one of them is faster, one of them is slower. Yes. Air insulator, air trapped in filter, gravity wall insulator, loss insulator divots and logging greatly reduce the heat loss by conductor. Look at this. And in the winter or cold area, it will be changing the amount of filter. And look at this, when you are building the home, they are using the different kind of insulator. This kind of material, it will be effect, sound insulator and heat insulator. Also in the glass, mostly glass, they have two parts. Between the two part glass, they are putting the air. Air is a kind of insulator. They are not transferring the heat and they are not transferring the sound. Insulator. The purpose of insulator in the structure is to prevent heat loss in cold weather. The insulator material resist its meanings. Insulator. The flow of the heat through it. Common insulator materials include the fiberglass, foam glass, and foam plastic. Some examples of insulator. Thermal insulator. Thermal insulator, liquids and gases are usually better insulator than solid particles. While this fluid insulator appears to be a solid, it actually works well because it has many pockets of air. For example, look at these videos.
How do materials that are good insulators cut down on the amount of energy it takes to heat your home? You may stop the video now. Otherwise, program interference is necessary. Insulators are used to help conserve the temperature and stay at Heat is the movement of this energy from one phase to another. Heat always moves from something warmer to something cooler.
They are changing the from liquid state, gas state to liquid. It will be convection.
As their molecules move farther apart, take up more space. When most substances are cooled, their molecules move closer together.
If you remember chapter 6, we give this some example, and in the book they have some simple activities.
But that temperature is not the same thing as heat. The flame of a candle, for example, has a higher temperature than a radiator. But the radiator can give off more heat.
We saw that heat is transferred from one place to another in different ways. Heat can be transferred through conduction when vibrating molecules collide with other molecules and pass on their energy. Some materials, like metal, are good conductors. Things that are poor conductors are called insulated.
Heat can also be transferred in liquids and gases through convection. A liquid or gas expands and rises when it is heated, and sinks as it is cooled.
Water cycle, a kind of convection.